Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Henry Ford. Okay, ladies, so today I want to kind of reflect or let you know where I'm at with my summer routine. I've been getting a lot of questions about this on Instagram, which is currently the best place to send any questions you want me to answer on the podcast. So just send me a DM on Instagram. So go to Mom is in Control on Instagram and send your direct message there. And I will personally read it and respond. In the future, we are going to be having more collaboration with you guys, the podcast listeners, and getting your questions and all of that magic to get you more involved in the content and stuff like that. And that will be coming in the fall, so just pay attention to that. But for now, the last few podcasts I've been talking about women and business and motherhood, and this is something that, you know, I work with a lot of women in business, but not all of the women that I work with are business owners. And really the stance that I take when it comes to teaching business, my own personal philosophy is it's around leadership. So everyone's like, what's your area of genius? What do you teach? And I teach leadership, owning how you want to feel in your personal life and in your business. It's all connected. So if something is falling apart in your personal life, it's going to affect your work, your career, your business, whatever, and vice versa. So even if you're a stay-at-home mom, this applies to you because your work is to manage the home. And we all have some type of work or impact, something that we're doing tied to, you know, giving us a sense of purpose. There's always something that we're up to. So if you're personally out of alignment, it's going to affect your professional life and vice versa, which is why we have this cultural epidemic of burnout because culturally, we're not in alignment in our careers and professions, and then you're not in alignment at home, and then you find yourself getting a diagnosis or having a nervous breakdown in order to create change. So I'm here to teach you and tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. You have a choice. And whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And so oftentimes the women that I attract are these trailblazers. They're the ones who want to make a difference in their home. They want to break generational patterns in their parenting. They want to show their children and leave a legacy that change is possible. And for many of us, we have these belief systems, and it just depends on your emotional intelligence and your personal awareness, that you can change how you think and feel in your life, but you have to do the work. So these coming next weeks, the next few weeks, I'm going to be talking more about time. This is a concept that I love talking about because time is an illusion. Time is this man-made concept, of like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. We are creatures of habit, but we also, we sleep when the sun goes down and we rise when the sun rises. And like, that is who we are as creatures. We're not nocturnal beings. So, but in order to kind of create order and a system, man created the clock, man created time. And so it's really interesting to me when people believe that they don't have enough time, because when you use your brain and you think about it, we literally all have 24 hours in a day. Like the sun sets and rises the same. It's like a cycle, right? So obviously, depending on where you are and with the earth moving and stuff like that, it rises and sets at different times. But my point is, it never fucking changes. It's very predictable. So the only thing that changes is your state of being, your state of mind. So for today's podcast, I wanted to talk about my routine. And it's summer here when I'm recording this. My kids get out of school around the end of June. So we've been in summer session for 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm lying. We've been in summer session for at least 3 weeks. And so people will often ask, like, how do you do it? Whatever. Be mindful that I am the season that I'm in and the stage that I'm in my in our parenting, as my boys are 14, 9, and 6. And I will tell you, it doesn't get any easier because your children get older. Sometimes it gets easier, because they're not toddlers and they're sleeping through the night and you're not chasing them around. But bigger kids, bigger problems. That's all I got to say. There's other things you're dealing with as your kids get older when it comes to, supporting them in the summer. But this year, my husband is at home, and so he is able to help with childcare and things like that. So, but what I've been doing to make sure that everyone is not losing their effing marbles is I've been getting up really early. So I get up at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I typically will work for an hour or two. And so what I will do is something that's called frogs. They say, it's actually a book, but it's called Eat the Frogs First. And so I do the highest leverage action in the morning. So there's always 1 to 3 items, and I will pick the top item that I need to complete in order to move my life forward. Sometimes it's personal, but most of the time it's professional. And the reason why I do it this way is to get that off my plate. Now, you've heard me, or you may have heard me say this before, but the reason why so many people are addicted to this illusion of busy is because we buy into, I got to act, and typically you're running away from something. There's something deeper that you're avoiding. Now, if you run towards what you are avoiding, so example, you want to make an additional $5,000 or $50,000 in your business next month, right? Or you want to attract 4 new clients. If you're never taking any action for client attraction, you're not going to manifest what you desire. If you want to eat better, you have to create time and space to meal prep and go grocery shopping. And it's not that you don't have time, it's that your desires are not a priority for you because the beliefs are going to get in the way and the thoughts of, I don't have time, I don't have time. So here's my point. When you wake up early and you're setting yourself up for success, you're doing a morning routine, and I'll tell you a little bit about what mine looks like right now. And then I have to get that one thing done first that I've just been avoiding or I'm resisting or I just know I need to do. And if it's a bigger project, then I create time and space every single morning, even if it's 10 minutes in the morning to look at it. So my book is coming up where I'm going to be writing more. We're going to be actually writing the book and diving deeper. And so every day I create 10 minutes in the morning to just look at my outline, write out some stories, and I give myself permission 10 minutes a day. Because think about it. At the end of the week, if I'm doing this 5 to 7 times, I have spent almost 2 hours on my writing. If I keep telling myself, and guys, I'm not a mathematician, so if I did that wrong, whatever. Let's just say 2 hours a week I'm spending on writing. And then that's 8 hours a month, 8 to 10 hours a month that you're spending on this writing, right? If every day I tell myself, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time, a month goes by, I have wasted 10 hours of my life, or not really wasted. I've told myself, right? I've convinced myself that I don't have time and lost 10 minutes of productivity. So 10 minutes a day can really make an impact towards your bigger goals. And this also goes on to developing habits. So even though in the moment your brain is going to be like, this is so useless, like this 10 minutes isn't going to make a difference in the bigger picture, you have to hijack that. And so when I start habits like this, the reason why I keep moving forward is because I'm actually not focused on the task. I'm focused on the habit formation. I care more about forming that habit than I do about completing that task, what the result is going to be for completing that task. So if I show up for 10 minutes a day, I'm going to have shit tons of writing done in 6 months. If I don't show up at all at the end of 6 months, I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I didn't create any space for this. And it's this all or nothing mentality. So with the kids, definitely, pulling back the gears a lot. The summer is slower, but I'm also not about this all or nothing mentality where people are like, oh my God, the kids are home, I can't work. Because it's this stop, start, and then the fall's going to come, you're going to feel behind and overwhelmed. And so if you're like me and you actually enjoy working and you love your work, then it's an art, it's a craft. So yes, you can take days off, but for me, it's part of my routine to create this consistency and momentum. So even if I'm working for an hour a day before the kids wake up, it makes a wild impact in my bigger goals. So right now, some days I will wake up and go to the gym at 5:30. Some days I will wake up and do about an hour of work to knock off one of those frogs on my list. And then I'll go to the gym around 8, 9 o'clock. And some days I don't go to the gym. I've been meal prepping the night before, and then I just hang out with the kids. I'll hang out with the kids all day. And some days, maybe around 2 days a week, I do have a full day of work. So sometimes 2-3 days a week, I'll have a full day of work. 3 days is pushing it, but it's been about 2.5 days during the summer. And so this isn't about, again, all or nothing. You don't need to work, obviously, depending on your work schedule. But if you do have flexibility and you do have the ability to create your own schedule, then just be mindful. So here's another tip. When you sit down at your computer or you sit down at your desk, know the task that you are completing before you open the computer. So oftentimes I sit there, I do my energetic time management, which is something that I teach, something I'll be diving deeper into in the weeks to come. And I know exactly the tasks that I'm completing. And I have a piece of paper next to me, and I will literally write the task on that piece of paper, and I will highlight it. And I'm like, so if you catch yourself going down a rabbit hole, you get distracted from a text message, somebody walks into your office, whatever that looks like, I know what that one task is that I'm supposed to be working on. So I'm like, oh, what the heck? What am I supposed to be working on? And I go, come back, come back, come back, come back. Especially if it's a task that you're going to resist, your brain is going to go all over the place to try to avoid it. So you go, come back, come back, come back. Something else that I've been doing, another tip for you that's great for holding you accountable to doing the things that you're resisting doing, is to find a friend and create a power hour. So power hours are something that some of my clients will do with each other, and you can create this power hour. You can use Zoom, which is Zoom. It's a free platform where you can get the free version, or you could use Skype, you could use FaceTime, whatever you want. Connect with somebody and say, okay, at 5 o'clock, if this is, the habit formation that you're trying to create, 5 o'clock every Monday, we're going to jump on Zoom together. We're not going to talk, or we'll do a quick check-in. What are you working on? And have the other person say, I'm working on this and I'm working on this. And then you both have your screens on so you can look at each other, and you just plow through work for an hour. And then at the end, you're like, awesome. Thank you. See you next Monday, same time. I used to do this with friends when I was trying to bust through some writing resistance, and I've done this all along my journey. So it could be, I've even had friends where we have Skype on and we're meal prepping together. The point here is you have people as placeholders holding you accountable to completing a task that is going to move you further to manifesting your goals and dreams and lifestyle. So those are my tips for today. I want to know, what else do you want to know? I will share more of my routines, some strategies, things like that on time management, energy management. So send your questions on Instagram, DM me at Heather. No, it's not at Heather. It's at Mom is in Control. Do you ever fantasize about sitting, unplanned, unprompted, and enjoying the moment, drinking your coffee, reading a book, and just being. You don't have to wait until the kids are gone or in bed or off to college in order to enjoy your life now. And you don't have to have a glass of wine in your hand to relax and unwind. Your soul is talking to you on a daily basis. It is screaming at you for your attention. And I am here to tell you 110% you can run your business, make an impact, and raise a kick-ass family at the same time. Ladies, if you do not believe me yet, you need to attend this free information session that I'm going to be offering at the beginning of August. It is called Motherhood, Business, and Impact. So head on over to momisincontrol.com/business. This is for women who are in business or professional women who want to make an impact, who want to cultivate that connection, dive deeper into what it is that their soul is craving, and create alignment in their personal and professional lives. I'm going to be showing you everything that I have learned since getting my cancer diagnosis 5 years ago that radically shifted how I show up in my personal and professional life. So I'm going to show you how I make time for all parts of me on my schedule and still take personal responsibility for how I want to feel and get everything done. So I'm going to show you my Google Calendar. I'm going to answer all your questions. This is a non-scripted information session. So come with your questions. I will coach you on the spot as well. momisincontrol.com/business. And if you just cannot wait to talk to me and you are a woman in business raising a family, it doesn't matter what level of business you are at, then head on over to momisincontrol.com/soul elite. momisincontrol.com/soul elite and fill out the application there. Once you fill out the application, you and I will personally get on the phone to see if there is a way that I can help you. And if I can't, I will point you in the right direction. Talk soon.